our heads more.
Hey guys, it's Maggie from the Apostate Family.
I'm John.
And we just wanted to talk a little bit about all the negativity that's surrounding the Warwick protest and us going to the Mawa Kingdom Hall. I thought it would be awesome if John was here with me because he was here the entire weekend when we did the protest and everything, and he was never a Jehovah's Witness. So I thought he would have a different outlook on everything that happened. So I just wanted to answer some of the things that have been said online. I spoke with Joanne today. It sounded like she was kind of upset, and this is ridiculous. I feel like they're definitely trying to divide us. That seems like what the society would want to do. Yeah. They love that. They love that we have dissension in the ranks. They love that we're just fighting amongst ourselves. We have a common goal. We're trying to stop this cult, and it's ridiculous that everybody's fighting. I think that we went in very respectful. I felt like everybody left when we were asked to leave. Nobody was screaming, nobody was shouting, nobody was being ridiculous. I went in remembering when I was a child and we would go to Yankee Stadium for conventions, and my mom would literally have to put a sweater over my head because apostates were outside screaming and being like just so scary and being terrified of them when I was little. So I walked in wanting to be peaceful. I didn't think that I was going to say anything at all. And I walk in and a brother showed me to sit down, and the only place that was available was by 3 children. It looked like it was a single mom with 3 kids. And I just kept thinking, oh my God, I cannot scare these little kids. So I sat down, and when I stood up to talk, I kept my voice pretty even keel. I didn't know how I was going to do. I thought I was going to be like, just lose my mind. But I feel like all of us just spoke well. We all left. We were respectful. We stood outside and talked to the elders. And everybody's saying that that's not going to win anybody's hearts away from Jehovah. But there was one elder that when I told him, like, my ex-husband lives close to you. He's a pedophile. He's looking at your kids. He's at your conventions looking at your children. He had to look away from me because he was getting so upset. So if you don't think that touched that brother's heart, you're ridiculous. I feel like even if it's not for anybody else. I walked into that Kingdom Hall kind of selfish. I needed to go back there. I needed to have my voice be heard because when I met with the judicial committee for my disfellowshipping, they didn't care what I said. They already knew what they were going to do. I had no voice there. I repeatedly went to the elders about my ex-husband beating me, and all I was asked was how I had antagonized him, if I didn't give him his space when he came home, if I was trying to tell him not to drink too much. So it was constantly my fault. I was never heard. So walking into that Kingdom Hall and standing up, I was heard for once. And that was just amazing to me. Even if they didn't listen, that's fine. I cured some part of the hurt that was inside of me that day. So maybe I was selfish. Maybe I was saving myself. But something that Gigi said to me right before we left, and we were all going to eat. He said, like the Bible says, all these people that have passed away from not receiving blood transfusions, their blood is screaming, crying out from the ground, saying, who will avenge me, but who will make this stop? Who's going to stop them? Nobody but the apostates. We're the only people that are going to stop them from having continuing the blood transfusions, and the pedophiles, hiding pedophiles. It's crazy. And you know what? My blood was crying out from the ground, like little Maggie, who never got heard. Yeah. Like, we needed to be heard. And I feel like the women needed to speak in that Kingdom Hall because women are so disrespected in that cult. It's ridiculous how you have no power. And for all of us women to walk in there and be respectful and classy and not scream and not flash anybody was the biggest witness to me. I was wearing a turtleneck and a vest and leggings, so there was no flashing.
That didn't happen at all. I don't remember that part.
He wishes, but
I think I would remember that part.
But I mean, Trisha and Rebecca and Joanne and Chantel, we were this amazing apostate army full of women, and we kicked butt. And for everybody to be negative about it, I feel like those are the people that are still in mentally. It took me 3 years after leaving the cult to really get out of that mindset. So maybe these people are still in there. Maybe their minds are still in the cult. So to hear women speak would be ridiculous to them, would be offensive. So to me, any negativity, just drop it. Just don't even acknowledge these people. I mean, we have John Cedars who's making money off of this. So of course he's not going to want us to be popular.
Yeah. It's not in his best interest for anyone else to kind of to do that. And to me, having seen the whole weekend from an outsider's perspective, I can't understand how if someone was in it, how they would have any kind of negative reaction to what's transpiring, unless they still had some emotional attachments to the cult, to the Watchtower. People that have relatives that are still in, maybe they feel some kind of allegiance to that or something to that effect. But the protests themselves, I didn't know what to expect when I went in. I've never done anything like that. I never was ex-Jehovah's Witness at all. But having spoken to people who had real life pain and having spoken to Maggie, for the years that we've been together and trying to experience and that I felt like was eye-opening to see other people experience the same pain and them being able to heal themselves at the same time trying to help other people. And to me, what's more helpful than that, than trying to help other people trying to get out of the situation that you've experienced, knowing that they're going through it and they might be scared to get out, really. Yeah. Here are all the brave people that have their own stories on how, their journey to get out of something like that. And rather than take it to themselves or just keep it to themselves, say, all right, I'm out, nobody else, I don't have to worry about anybody else. There's all these people that are trying to help, knowing what these people are going through, and just trying to make them, somehow give them the courage to, to walk out of it like you guys have. And I can't see, everything else was so peaceful, I can't understand the negative part of it. But that's what organizations do like that. They try to defragment the cause and try to dissect it and say, look, you guys don't even have unity on your own rank. How can you judge us, or things like that? And the goal is the same. I think everyone should just kind of realize that everyone wants the same thing when you just when you leave that organization. Of
course, we want to save our family. I've been selfish for the last 9 years. I know I said this in my last video, but I literally have told everybody, I'm just happy to have my kids out. Their father has nothing to do with them. I'm just so happy. I'm so lucky. But you know what? I don't have a mom. I don't have my 3 sisters. I don't have my 9 nieces. I don't have my aunt and uncle who served in Bethel for so many years. I don't have those people. Those people, they can't, I have friends that have replaced family, but you can't replace your mother. You can't replace your sisters. There's so many times I want to call them, and you can't. And it's so difficult. And to hear that, there's dissension now, this is when we need to be unified. Whether, you're getting your paycheck from being an apostate, or, you're Joel and Parker, who didn't make a cent from this entire thing and made a GoFundMe and just constantly supported us. And I don't know how many times I asked Joel, is this going to be peaceful? I'm bringing my children. Is this going to be peaceful? I'm bringing my children. That was important to me. John was there at the protest on the 5th, and I said, I don't know how many times I told John, if it gets bad, get the kids out of there. Because I didn't know. You don't know, I didn't know how my emotions were going to be. I didn't know if I was going to jump over the gate and be a crazy person. You don't know how you're going to feel until you're there. And just to see so many brave people just telling their stories. And, Parker went up, Zeb went up, still didn't think I was going to do it. And then Trisha got up, and just to hear her story, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the presence of greatness when I read it now. And these people are so brave. This is my one shot. And I stood up. And to hear that, we are offensive and we're, backwards. You know, people had horrible signs. There was a guy that used to stand outside of Bethel, and he was an apostate, and he used to scream that Michael Jackson's ghost was lost in Bethel, and this was before Michael Jackson died. So to be compared to, you know, somebody like that, I don't think we came even close. We stood outside. The police, you know, were so nice to us the entire time.
They didn't even. There was no interaction between the police. They came and you
well,
know,
the day the Kingdom Hall there were.
Yeah, but they even then it was still peaceful, and they just asked a couple questions from the video, and
but I don't think I told you that there's a man online saying that he's the one that called the police, and he was on our side. He was one of the protesters. And to hear that, it's so backwards. I know Mike and Kim did a video today about how backwards that is, that one of our own called the police on us when we were standing there. We couldn't have been more peaceful with signs. I mean, everybody was laughing. I even commented at one point, like, I'm holding this sign up about my rape and being married to a pedophile and all of this stuff. And I'm standing there with a smile. Everybody that came to take a picture, I had this big stupid smile on my face. It was because we were so happy. All of us together. It was so encouraging. I've been exhausted the last 2 weeks, or the week and a half since we got home, but
the weekend was about empowerment and speaking your voice and bringing the fight, a peaceful fight, and letting your voice be known. I mean, like I said, I've never been part of anything like that, so I had no idea going in, and I can't in my head know why anyone else would be so negative, unless the fact that they're scared for people to know what you know, that they're Jehovah's Witness or whatever. I can't understand why it would be negative, or you would think, or you would listen to the rumors. And I guess that's why the video is being made, so just to kind of set the record straight, that it was an awesome event. It was positive. It was empowering to the women that have never been able to voice their opinions, who were treated and abused. It was people that have lost their families because of the cult. It was an amazing event. And
shame on you.
Yeah,
shame on you.
Don't listen to the hype. It was a great event, and you know, and there's, from what I know, more to come. And you know, and if you're one of those people who are on the fence about it, just have the courage. Just have the courage to come and listen to someone speak. Watch the videos some more. I'm sure there'll be more videos.
And there's so many videos. I'm definitely going to get fired at work because I'm constantly on my phone with the earphones in, listening to everybody's videos. They're just pouring out. This is our time. I really feel like it is now.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a matter of time, because the internet's a cult's worst enemy, because, you know, they feed off ignorance and just feeding lies, and the truth's out there, and it's, you know, have the bravery to look up to truth, and you know, and if you're one of those people that are in trouble, just know that there's other people that went through it and they've succeeded, so you can as well.
And that's what we're gonna make our videos on, how I left, how I escaped, and it was pretty brutal, but we made it. The girls are amazing, and you can get out of there. You can leave, and you will have the most amazing support system. So, you know, if you see this and you're thinking of leaving and you see all the negativity, block it out. That's what the organization wants you to see. See strong examples like Rebecca, Trisha, Chantel, Joanne, Lori, Stacy. I'm sorry, I forgot you, Stacy. So many amazing, strong women who have left that organization and thrived. Like, everybody is doing amazing. We are such a support system. I think everybody has reached out to me since, you know, that weekend. It's like a family now, and that's why we named the channel the Apostate Family. But you have a huge support system. So whenever you're ready to leave, reach out to anybody, and we will be the best support you've ever had. Yep. All right. All right. I guess that's all we have to say. Till next time.